If you're thinking about selling your Austin home right now, I need you to hit pause because this could be the worst decision you make this year. Hey, I'm William Zhang, and as an Austin real estate agent who's worked with dozens of sellers this year, I'm seeing a pattern that's honestly concerning. And I need to share some hard truths with you, backed by real data from the Austin Board of Realtors. Look, I know you might have your reasons for selling. Maybe you got a job offer in another city. Maybe you need a bigger home. Maybe you're downsizing. But before you call that agent down the street, you need to understand what's actually happening in our market right now. Because the Austin you're selling into today is dramatically different than it was even 12 months ago. Here's what most sellers don't realize. Austin's housing inventory has skyrocketed to levels we haven't seen in years. As of October 2025, the Austin area MLS has over 16,400 active listings. That's a 16.4% increase compared to just 1 year ago. And here's the kicker. We're sitting at 5.7 months of inventory across the metro. Now, if you're not a real estate nerd like me, let me translate that. Anything over 6 months is considered a buyer's market. We're right on the edge. And in some zip codes, we're already there. Places like 78704 and 78751 are sitting at nearly 10 months of inventory. That means if no new homes came on the market, it would take 10 months to sell everything that's currently listed. Compare that to 2021 or 2022, when homes were flying off the market in days, sometimes with multiple offers above asking price. That Austin, it's gone, at least for now. And here's what's really important. The months of inventory metric tells us how much leverage buyers have versus sellers. More inventory means buyers can be picky. They can lowball. They can ask for concessions. They can walk away and look at the next house. The average home in Austin is now sitting on the market for 76 days. Some areas, over 200 days. That's not a quick sale. That's holding costs, mortgage payments, utilities, maintenance, and stress for 2 to 6 months while you wait for the right buyer. But here's where it gets even more challenging for resale home sellers. New construction builders are absolutely dominating right now. I'm talking about builders offering interest rate buydowns as low as 3.99% to 5.5%. They're covering closing costs, sometimes $15,000 to $50,000 worth. They're throwing in design center credits, appliance upgrades, landscaping packages, you name it. And here's what I've seen firsthand this year. I've worked with multiple buyers who started looking at resale homes in established neighborhoods. Great homes, well maintained, good locations, but when they ran the numbers against what builders were offering on new construction, let's say you're selling your home for $500,000. A buyer puts 10% down, finances $450,000 at today's rate of around 7%. Their monthly payment is roughly $3,000 just for principal and interest. Now, that same buyer looks at a new construction home priced at $520,000. The builder offers a 2-1 buydown that drops their rate to 3.875% in year 1, 4.875% in year 2, and 5.875% years 3 through 30, plus $10,000 in closing cost assistance. Their year 1 payment, around $2,100. That's $900 less per month than your resale home that's priced $20,000 cheaper. Who do you think they're choosing? This is exactly what's happened with several of my buyer clients this year. They didn't want to go with new construction. They liked the character of established neighborhoods. But the math was just too compelling. And builders can do this because they have different profit structures. They make money on volume, and they've got relationships with preferred lenders that can offer these incentives. Individual sellers, you don't have that leverage. Now let's get specific about who should really think twice about selling. If you bought after 2021, there's a real possibility you're either at break even or, and this is painful to say, potentially underwater once you factor in selling costs. Home prices in Austin peaked in 2022. According to current data, the median sale price is down about 1.8% year over year, with some zip codes seeing larger declines. If you bought at the peak and paid 3% buyer's agent commission, 3% seller's agent commission, plus closing costs, title fees, and possible repairs or concessions, you could be walking away with very little, or worse, writing a check to close. Here's the reality. Not all homes are created equal in this market. If you've got a home in Tarrytown, Westlake, or one of the highly sought-after school districts with a truly unique property, maybe it's on a large lot, has amazing views, custom architecture, then you might still do okay. But if you're selling a cookie-cutter home in a neighborhood with lots of inventory, and you're competing against new construction down the street, you're going to have a tough time. I can't tell you how many sellers I talk to who say, but Zillow says my home is worth $6,000, $50,000. And I have to show them that homes in their neighborhood are sitting for 120 days and selling for $590,000. The market has shifted. If you're pricing based on what you think you should get, rather than what buyers are actually paying, you'll sit on the market, get stale, and eventually have to reduce. Multiple price drops signal desperation to buyers and give them even more negotiating power. Look, I'm not saying never sell. What I'm saying is, don't sell right now unless you absolutely have to. If you bought before 2019, you probably have substantial equity. You might have bought your home for $350,000, and it's now worth $550,000, even with the recent price softening. If you need to move or have a compelling reason, you can absorb the market conditions and still walk away with profit. But if that's not you, here's my advice. Wait it out. Austin's fundamentals are still strong. We're still seeing population growth. Major companies like Tesla, Apple, and Samsung have massive presences here. The jobs are here. The demand will return. If you can hold your property for another 12 to 24 months, we may see inventory normalize and prices stabilize or even appreciate again. Or consider renting it out. If you need to move but don't need to sell, consider renting. Austin's rental market is still incredibly strong, with only 2.6 months of rental inventory. That's a landlord's market. You could cover your mortgage and hold the asset until market conditions improve. And right now, I am running a special on renting. When you choose me as your agent to rent out your home, you could qualify for up to 12 months free property management service. That means no headache of dealing with tenants. You just collect rent and wait for the market improve. If you are interested in this, use the rental service survey link below and see how we can help. This offer only applies to 3 clients per month, so act quick. If you're determined to sell, consider what will make your home stand out. In a buyer's market, condition is king. Fresh paint, updated fixtures, professional staging, and killer photography aren't optional. They're mandatory. And honestly, most sellers don't do this well. And here's something that gives my sellers a distinct advantage. I run multiple successful YouTube channels specifically targeting buyers who are relocating to Austin and actively looking to buy here. These are audiences that other agents simply don't have access to. While they're posting on the MLS and hoping for the best, I'm putting my listings in front of thousands of qualified buyers who are actively researching Austin neighborhoods, schools, and lifestyle. This targeted exposure can be the difference between sitting on the market for 90 days versus getting the right buyer in 30. But even with this advantage, I'm still telling you that timing matters. So here's my bottom line. Unless you're sitting on massive equity from a pre-2019 purchase, or you have a truly unique property in a prime location, Selling in today's Austin market is likely not your best move. The inventory levels, the new construction competition, and the current buyer psychology all work against you. But if you need to know exactly where your home stands in this market, what it's really worth, and what your options are, you can sign up for a free AI-powered home valuation tool that gives you monthly market updates specific to your property. You can access it right in the description below. Or, if you want to talk through your specific situation, book a free consultation call with me. No pressure, no sales pitch, just honest advice about whether now is the right time for you to sell. Because at the end of the day, this is probably the biggest financial decision you'll make. Let's make sure you make it at the right time. And if you decide to rent, use the rental service survey link below and see how we can help. This offer only applies to 3 clients per month, so act quick. Thanks for watching. If this was helpful, subscribe to the channel for more Austin real estate insights, and I'll see you in the next video.